Welcome back to Access Anime. My name is Henshin Ikeda, so I'll be doing a walkthrough review of Valvrave the Liberator, Episode 10. And if you remember from last episode, we find out the new JIOR is heading for the moon, and they're being attacked by the Dorson army left and right, so no surprise there. But toward the end of the episode, we find out the Dorson army yet again has been defeated, but by two new pilots, Kuyame and Thunder. Are you fucking kidding me? Thunder. Thunder's a guy that's been arrested 5 times. He's the bully, he's the arrogant asshole, no one likes him, even LF does not like him, and yet somehow he becomes the 4th pilot. So again, we have 2 new pilots which defeat the Dorson army at the end of the episode, known as Kuyama and Thunder. Kuyama, I can see becoming an amazing pilot, but Thunder, no way in hell. But suffice to say, these 2 guys, when they're paired up, are amazing. They're a great team. But individually, Thunder's still an arrogant asshole, and guess what? He gets arrested at the end of the episode. And again, that's where the episode ends, and on my final thought rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. But let's dive right on in. So we open up this episode with LF and the Professor, and they're just getting all chummy. They're bullshitting back and forth about the former JIOR. So the former JIOR basically became neutral so they could become, their own small government and have their own private security, private army where they could make the Valvrave. So that kind of makes sense, because if you maintain a neutrality, you can have a small sizable force and work on all these little scientific experiments without being noticed. So it does make sense. However, we also find out all of the teachers on the JIOR were soldiers. Yeah, even the Professor, he's also considered a soldier. And I thought this is getting better and better. There's all these little secrets coming out. We also find out Unit 1, which belongs to Haruto, has a guide program. It's the only mecha with a guide program. And by guide program, I mean that little animated character, the little animated digital character that was inside of Unit 1. Only Unit 1 has that program. And apparently it's like an acting AI. Hey, it's getting better and better, but again, that's where we open up with. Moving on past that, we are taking to a little cutscene with Akira and Shoko. They're getting all close, they're getting cute. I mean, these are girls, I love female anime characters when they get this cute and adorable. But it got a little disturbing. Yes, I like seeing Akira and Shoko together, but they're cute, but it was disturbing what they were doing, getting a little too hands-on. Not in the good sense, just a little disturbing, but still, it was a cute scene regardless. But moving on past that, we are taking to a little cutscene with the pilots. Yes, we see all of the pilots, all 4 of the pilots together talking, and Kuyama wishes to experiment with the hijacking of the bodies. Since Kuyama is now, he's part of the group, as well as Thunder, they can also hijack other people's bodies, and Kuyama brings up a great point. He wants to experiment with hijacking. What's the extent? How many times can they hijack? How long does it last? I mean, those are great questions. However, Thunder butts right in, and he tries to be a pervert, and we know what he's thinking. We're guys. Come on. If you're a guy, you know exactly what Thunder was trying to say in general. He wants to steal other women's bodies and experiment. God knows whatever else you think he's going to do. I'm not going to go into detail, but suffice to say, Thunder grabs Haruto, he grabs Kuyame, and he tries to convince them to do something perverted, more or less. Now, we really don't get to hear it in detail, thank God, but they don't really do that. To my knowledge, they don't hijack girls' bodies in this case. But still, Thunder had his moment. Didn't work out. Now, moving on past that, we are taken to a little cutscene with Ryan. Now, Ryan has interrupted the loudspeakers to tell everyone they're about to head to the moon now. They're going to be arriving at the moon soon, and guess what? They need a new media figure. And by new media figure, she wants to have an election for a prime minister. Yeah, it makes sense, a prime minister, since technically the new JIOR is a newly established government. But these are kids. I think Ryan was doing a great job. She technically was the media figure, since there was no designated prime minister, but now she wants to hold an election for a prime minister. A little late in the game, in my opinion, but you know what? A great idea. However, Ryan should have just became the prime minister. I mean, it would have made sense. She was doing a great job. She's great with the media. She's great with people. That's just, my opinion. Now, moving on past that, who is going to run for Prime Minister? Now, we have Satomi, hands down. Come on, he's the student council president. Of course he's going to run for prime minister. Then we have Thunder. No. Thunder is running, but no. Right off the bat, he's not going to become the prime minister because he's a dumbass. Then we have Ryan. Obviously, Ryan's going to run. I love that she's running. She's a great candidate. And then later on, Shoko does join in. Later on, down the road, she does join in. And then a lot of other random contestants, per se. Random candidates that we don't even get to see, let alone hear. So, definitely worth mentioning. Now, as for LF, since LF is technically a refugee, he cannot run in the election. However, he's going to oversee the election regardless. Although we all know if LF would have ran, no one would have voted for him. But he is the best candidate because technically he sees everything. He's got the great plans. I mean, did you saw his plans? He had the government all planned out. I loved it. LF, you have my vote, man. LF for president. Just had to say that once. Anyways, moving on past that, we find out Haruto. Haruto does a little cutscene of his own. Haruto goes vampire in the elevator with the blonde girl. I don't like her, by the way. She's a bimbo, but that's my opinion. So bear with me. So Haruto goes vampire in an elevator. You know, he turns coat per se, and he goes vampire on this innocent girl. And then Raikon comes in, beats the crap out of him, and he's saved. So it looks like Haruto is losing control of his body. He's becoming more of a monster. Yeah, it's happening more frequently where it becomes like a vampire per se. So it's not looking good. Now we are taking to a little cutscene with the Dorson army. Now the Dorson army is preparing for a final attack before the JIOR heads to the moon. So no surprise there. Of course the Dorson army is going to attempt to attack the JIOR yet again. I can't wait to see them fail. Anyone? Anyone gonna bet that they're gonna win? No one? No shit, really. Come on, the Dorson army's not gonna win. At the most, they might try to steal the mechas, but right now, their best guess is to become like guerrilla warfare. Hit the JIOR and then run away. Hit the JIOR yet again and then run away. You know, guerrilla warfare is not that hard to comprehend. Come on, people, it's easy. Just putting that out there. Now, moving on past that, we are taking to an emotional moment with Haruto and Shoko. So, in this emotional moment with Haruto and Shoko, Shoko knows, or should I say, Shoko starts to talk about her father, which also was a political figure on JIOR. Apparently, she knows the truth about her father, and she tells Haruto, I know the truth, I know he's missing, so on and so forth. And it got really emotional. And I wasn't crying, you know, I was a little choked up. I'm like, wow, she knows the truth that her father's missing. He could be dead, he could be alive. But apparently Haruto was hiding this truth from her the whole time. And now that she knows, you know, she's okay with it. She's motivated. Apparently, she's so motivated, you know, with Haruto's support, she wants to run for prime minister. I love the motivation there, and she has my support. Since LF's not running, of course, you have my support. Because you know why Shoko's going to win? It's in her blood. Her father was a politician. She's a born politician. It's kind of how it works. In some families, in this case, this is how it works. Now, moving on past that, we are taking a little cutscene with Shoko. Now, Shoko's platform when she's running for prime minister was that she wants to bring back the festival when they finally get to the moon. So once the JIOR gets to the moon, she wants to hold a festival. Now, this festival apparently was averted or canceled when the Dorson army attacked, so they never got to do this festival. And apparently this festival means the world to everyone. And when she brings it up, you have all these random people in the audience say, I can't wait, you know, to do so-and-so. Thank you, we miss you, you're going to come to our booth. At this point in time, I didn't notice how many people really support Shoko. She has so many friends, she knows so many people. She kind of makes Satomi look really bad because Satomi is the student council president and he wasn't getting any support whatsoever. And he's the president. He was elected by the people. And yet all the people are now supporting Shoko. And yet somehow Shoko's, you know, her platform was to bring back a festival, where Satomi's platform was very political and it made more sense. Really? Come on, it's a no-brainer. Satomi would have made a better prime minister. However, Shoko, her platform was to bring back a festival once they arrive on the moon. Come on, people, that's stupid. You're in wartime. You want to have a fest. I know it's to get your morals up, make everyone more happy, since all this shit's happened, you want to try to cope with everything. But a festival on the moon, which is neutral, I'm not liking it, not at all. Now, Satomi and Ryan right now are the only two candidates I can see beating Shoko right now, because Satomi, again, he's the student council president. He had a great platform. And Ryan, she's a great media figure. She's great with people. And she also put the prime minister election together. So she would have been my second best guess, in my opinion. However, that's not what it appears to be. I mean, Shoko, she's got the people's support, and I really did not see this coming. And as a kicker, there's a big kicker. There's a catch. If Shoko wins, she promises to confess her love to the one she adores on Moon. So on the moon. I was like, what? So after she wins and she's on the moon, when they arrive at the moon, she's going to tell the one person she loves the truth that she loves them. She's going to confess her love to Haruto, probably. That's the best guess. And yet all these random guys in the audience thinks it's them. So obviously they're going to vote for Shoko blindly. They're voting for Shoko blindly. It just doesn't make sense in my opinion. And again, it's a great strategy. I mean, to say that, that definitely gets you some more votes. However, we are taking a little cutscene with Haruto. Now, Haruto goes vampire yet again, but he's not at the election. In fact, he's outside. He's like in a random field. And Haruto, he goes vampire on us. And guess what? Raikon, she's there. Raikon is there, and she assumes that Haruto is going to go vampire and just bite her and do the whole body hijacking thing. And she was cool with it. In fact, she tells Haruto, I'm going to just do it. I'm here for you. Bite me. I'm like, wow, this is pretty hot. At the same time, I thought it was just going to be Haruto biting Raikon and that was it. No. Haruto rapes. He rapes Raikon. And I was like, what the fuck? Raikon doesn't do anything. She's shocked, she's stunned, she's sitting there, and Haruto, he's all vampire, he's fucking her. And when Haruto wakes up from it and he's back to normal, he is disgusted with himself because he can't believe that he had sex with Raikon. Or at least I assumed they had sex. It looked like it. All the signs were there. She was definitely raped. Her clothes were ripped off. Breasts were somewhat there. I could not stomach that. This is the hero of the anime series, of this particular anime series. Pilot of Unit 1. He had everything going for him. He's in love with Shoko, not Raikon. And we see Haruto going vampire on Raikon, and Raikon being all nice about it, and then she gets raped. I was like, what? I'm sorry, I could not stomach that. However, toward the end of the episode, we find out Shoko has won the election. She is now the Prime Minister. No surprise there. However, Raikon was still raped by Haruto, and that's where the episode ends. As for final thoughts? Final thoughts. Haruto, what the fuck? I know you didn't willingly rape her, but where do you go from here? You now have cheated on Shoko, technically, even though you're not really boyfriend and girlfriend yet officially, but you just raped Unit 1's pilot known as Raikon. What are you going to do next? Seriously, what are you going to do next? I know it wasn't your fault. You had no control. You went vampire, and Raikon was willingly ready to do what needed to be done to keep you under control, but I don't think she was expecting that. No. I'm sorry, I'm not smiling about it. I'm just taking this seriously. I don't think she really cares about herself right now. I think she was trying to care about Haruto and his well-being, and it just got out of control. She wasn't expecting this. But moving on past that, what about the Dorson Army? Are they going to attack on the next episode? When are they going to attack? What's their next attacking plan? We have no idea. I know I said attacking plan. A plan that will take effect that hopefully will take over one of the Valvraves. Who knows? One more final thought. What about Satomi? I know I'm focusing on Satomi and not LF because Satomi, he is the student council president. How is he taking this loss in the election? What is he now? Is he still considered the president of the student council, or has that been dissolved and now he's taking orders from the prime minister known as Shoko? I have no idea, but if I was Satomi, I'd be pretty freaking pissed. I don't know, right now I think Satomi, he might switch sides. He might go to the Dorson Army, he might leave, who knows. This can't be something you can get over that easy, at least in my opinion. But again, that is it for my final thoughts as per my rating. Come on, fans, 4 out of 5. I know it was a what the fuck episode, but because it was a what the fuck episode, that's why I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. It was a great episode. It's a little out of the ordinary, reminds me of B-Tomb a little bit, but I liked it. We went somewhere, we got a little more information, kind of. We got that really graphical scene at the end, and hopefully it's going to open up the doors in the next episode. Who knows? But again, final rating, 4 out of 5. And that is it for my walkthrough and review of Valvrave the Liberator, episode 10. So definitely comment down below. Let me know. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Definitely subscribe. Check me on Twitter. And follow me if you like. Let me know what you thought of this episode. And let me know what you think is going to happen in the next episode that's coming out. But again, guys, that is for now. I got to hit the bricks and I got to go. And before I got to go, I got to say it. Let me say that again. Before I go, I have to say it. And I always say it. Can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.